This is GrantTalk, hosted by Libby Hikind, founder and CEO of GrantWatch and author of The Queen of Grants.
Hi, everybody. I'm Libby Hikind, and I'm your host today on GrantTalk, which is powered by GrantWatch. I'm also the author of The Queen of Grants, from teacher to grant writer to CEO. And I'm so excited to be here today with George Vaughn from StreeHeat Ministries. George is a subscriber to GrantWatch. He's been with us for the past 3 years. And during that time, he's won multiple grants. And he's learned a tremendous amount from Grant News, our newsletter that comes along with your subscription to GrantWatch. And I want you to hear it straight from his mouth. This is not a paid for advertisement. This is George wanting to share with you, and he's going to do that right now. So welcome, George, and thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So George, tell me about your grant writing journey. I know it started 3 years ago.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, just let me elaborate a little bit about our organization and what we do. We are a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization established in the state of Nevada. We have a small distribution in Illinois. We have another small distribution in Sedona, Arizona. We were established in 2010 as a community outreach organization. We provide annual back-to-school backpacks for children, K through 12 schools. We provide non-perishable food boxes and food bags for the homeless. And we have a walk-in distribution where we provide non-perishable boxes to family in need. In 2010, when we established this beautiful community outreach, we had major problem with finding organizations where we can go to that will help us find grants. Over the past couple of years, we went on a campaign to try to locate through research of organization. The organization that we had looked at, they wanted $3,000-$4,000 a year just in donations to assist us. Well, we didn't feel comfortable with that, so we engaged into a little bit more research until one day GrantWatch popped up.
We tend to do that a lot.
Yeah. And this is our 14th year as a nonprofit charitable organization. And 3 years ago, when GrantWatch popped up, I was like, that's something different. So I started researching to find out more about what GrantWatch has to offer. But what popped up with it had annual subscription is $199. I'm like, $199? You got to be kidding me. And so it took me about 6 months to really become a member. But once we became a member and I went online and found out so much about the organization. So once we became a member, we realized that this was the program that we have been looking for. And we become a member, and GrantWatch have taught us so much on how to research and find these grants.
I want to tell our listeners and our viewers something. We have people who have been getting emails since 2010. And somehow in 2023 or 2022, and now 2024, they subscribe. They're thinking about writing grants. So we send them emails, we send them the alerts. They know what grants are available, but they can't really get any further with our emails because you have to click into link and you need to be a paid subscriber. But they're thinking about it. Now you thought about it and you did it. Took you a couple of months, but you did it. And now we're really happy.
I am very happy. And once we became a member, all of the doors open up. One of the things that GrantWatch provide, once you become a member, now they provide all of the information of the foundation, the name of the foundation, the contact number of the foundation, the application process, you have all the information right at your fingertip.
And now we've added the 990 reports. So,
Yes.
right, you can click a button, view 990. You don't have to go looking for it. It's right there.
Exactly. And one of the things that you will find when you're applying for the grants, most of your foundations, like say for instance, like the MGM Foundation, and every application process is different. Some application might be a one-page application. Some application might be a 5-page application. And that depends on the sustainability of, if it's a big corporation, they're going to want your 990 filing. They're going to want a copy of your logistic model. They're going to want a copy of your grant narrative. And when we first started researching grant, I had no idea what a logistic model was. I had no idea what a grant narrative was. I have no idea what your sustainability model was. But GrantWatch taught me how to create all these different documents that is well needed for when you're applying for all of these grants.
And how do we teach you? We teach you through Grant News with beautiful articles. We have resources on the website as well. And now we do webinars.
That is so correct. And now that we have been a part of GrantWatch over the last 3 years, just in 2023, we applied for 13 grants that we found on GrantWatch. We was awarded 3 of those grants, totaling $6,500 and some odd dollars. Well, the total grant amount that we applied for was $41,000. So we was awarded 14.2% of the grants.
Better than the interest in the bank.
Exactly. Better than interest. Now, one of the things that we learned through GrantWatch, now when you see these corporations, now you have the opportunity to establish a working relationship. And now you have the contact information, and now it becomes an annual process that you can use to apply for these grants. But the main thing, you will be able to establish a working relationship with that foundation, because we need the foundation. We want their money. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yes, it is. And those relationships, when you send them pictures or videos of what you've done with the money, they want to give you more funds next year. And so now you built on that, right? And every time you apply for a grant, you keep adding to the list of the grants that you've received.
After we get awarded the grants, we do annual newsletter and we do year-end reports to show how the money is being spent, to show that foundation on how they funding have made a difference in the community. And that is so important, because most of your foundation, they want to know if you have a website. They will go to your website. And it's so important to have your website available, looking nice with all of your annual activities, so the foundation can see that you are a legit organization and to see how you are promoting them. Now, if you go to our website, StreeHeatMinistries.org, on our corporate homepage, you will see a link with all of the corporations that we have received funding. And so the fund, a lot of your foundation want to know, how are you going to promote us? How are people going to know that we are a part of your success? And so it's important to have that. But most of all, without GrantWatch, there's no way we will be able to keep doing what we're doing and researching. And we depend on the weekly updates that we receive from GrantWatch, informing us all of the new grants that are now available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me something. You got 3 or 4 of the 13. What are you doing with those that got rejected? Tell everybody what you do. Do you just throw them out?
No way. We go back that following year. Most of your rejection letters, at first I used to get a little, hurt behind it. Well, I didn't get the funding this time, but then I've learned to don't just throw them out. You go back and you reapply. When they turn you down, most of their letters will ask you to please reapply again next year. So just for instance, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, we was turned down last year. Last month, we get a letter from Chick-fil-A asking us to reapply this year. I'm like, wow.
Wow. So they liked your application. They just didn't have enough funds to include you in their list.
Exactly. And most of the time when you are turned down, they will let you know that it is a competitive market and they don't have the funding to fund everybody, but they want you to reapply. So please do not be discouraged. Please keep that contact information and reapply. And one of the critical things that we learned through GrantWatch, when GrantWatch send you the link, there's always what you call a ID. You get that grant ID number and you can always log back into GrantWatch and just put in that GrantWatch ID. That particular foundation will come up. It will keep you updated on all activities of that particular corporation, when the next grant is going to be available, the deadline, the whole 9 yards. So that's one of the main things that GrantWatch has to offer. GrantWatch have the tools to help you be more successful.
And I want you to continue to be successful because you help so many people in need. And I thank you so much. How can people reach you if they want to make a donation?
They can reach us at www.StreeHeatMinistries.org. All donations is 100% tax deductible. And your generosity will help us to continue to move forward to reach more people, whether if it be the homeless or families in need of food, or our annual toy drive, or our annual food bank. And we have 12 years of history on our website under our gallery link. This year makes 14 years that we have been in existence, and it has been 14 annual years. But the last 3 years have been the best year, and that's because of GrantWatch.
Thank you so much. I wish that you just continue to help people. And people, it seems like the money does not go to too many administrative costs, because you guys are right out there and constantly writing grants and providing for people. So let's hope that you just continue to grow and grow, and your list of grants gets longer and larger. And there's one other thing before we say goodbye. Tell us about the Sedona City grant.
The Sedona grant was very, very unique. We were extended an invitation from the city of Sedona. Now, keep in mind, we have been licensed in Sedona the last 9 years. And when we got on GrantWatch, the city of Sedona popped up. I had no idea. And so the city of Sedona sent us an invitation to apply for a grant. I'm like, okay, so what we going to do in Sedona? Then I think about the annual back to school drive. So in the application process, one of the things that the city wanted to know, they wanted to know who are some of your donors, how many corporations have funded you, and it was like, oh my God. And it was through GrantWatch. We have received a grant from Smart and Final. We have received grants from Costco. We have received grants from Walmart, and we got all this contact information off of GrantWatch. So by listing those grants down there, that stabilized us. And we got our first grant from the city of Sedona last year in amount of $4,700 to do the annual back to school drive. And so now, just last month, we just put in the application, opened up in February. and they're going to be awarding more money to do the back to school drive for this year. So this year we apply for $10,200, and we know we're going to get that grant this year. It was through GrantWatch help us to stabilize our organization. And so all the information that the city wanted, we had it all laid out, and that was our financial statements, the 990 filing, our sustainability model. We was able to provide all of that. And 3 years ago, we had no clue on what none of that stuff was.
And
thank you so much.
I tell everybody in the book, create your folders, put everything in a folder and save it. I like to talk about 3 different folders. Put it in the cloud, put it on a thumb drive, and then save a hard copy, because things get lost. Technology changes, and this way you have everything from year to year. Because if we think about it, in 2010, we had hard disks, right? In our computers, yes. Right? So what would you do with that today? So you want to have things in 3 different places you can continually upgrade and update. All this paperwork is so important, because now you see the list that George had is what got him the Sedona grant. Because they're flawed. They see this small organization and look at all these people trusting them from major corporations. Yeah, we want to get involved also. Right?
Yes. And one of the things that last year we found a grant from the Chicago Board of Trade. The Chicago Board of Trade, the application process, it was very lengthy, but it was so detailed. They wanted a copy of your grant narrative. They wanted a copy of your financial statement. And just because we had that folder with all that information in it, we was able to cut and paste. And what turned out to be a 3-hour process turned out to be a 45-minute process. Wow. Because we have all of our legal documents in its appropriate place.
And nobody can do this for you. This has to be something that you do, get organized, get grant ready, and then you can apply. Thank you, George, so very much, because hearing it from someone applying for grants is very important to everybody else out there. Viewers, listeners, hit the subscribe button on YouTube so we can bring you more of these from people that have applied for grants and from foundations that are accepting grants.
Thank you for tuning in to GrantTalk, powered by GrantWatch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this GrantWatch channel. Please consider subscribing to GrantWatch.com. And you can find the book, The Queen of Grants, by going to grantwatch.com/book. Thank you again for spending your time with us.